I arrived in the UK in 2009, and I have lived here over 10 years now. I have used both the Aspen Card and the card that was issued by the Home Office before that, called the Azure Card. When I was released from the immigration detention, I was destitute because I'm not allowed to work. That's how I was put on a section for support. Then they transferred me in a location north of England. After a couple of weeks, I got this card called the Azure Card. I remember the G4 house never told me about the surveillance system. My first experience of surveillance was during winter in 2014, and I got this card in November. And I didn't have any winter clothes, so I needed to buy some. Before being sent to the Home Office accommodation, I was given some Tesco voucher worth £90. And I used the Tesco voucher for my daily living cost. And I saved the money that was being added to my Azure card for around 2 weeks, so I could buy a winter jacket. Soon after, I've got the letter from the Home Office saying they had some serious doubt that I was actually destitute because I hadn't been using the money on my card. They also say that if I didn't provide a satisfactory response, they will discontinue my support. I was very confused how they knew that I hadn't been using my card. At this time, I didn't know much. I was new to the system. I was completely isolated to the city. I have never been far away from London. I got really panicked. Then I wrote to my solicitor and asked her what I should do. The Home Office assumed that I had been working illegally, or maybe had some undisclosed support from other party or another income. I told my solicitor I had given some Tesco voucher and sent a picture of them to her and explained I was saving the Azure card money to buy winter jackets. What made it worse was that I couldn't communicate the Home Office by email or phone. They said the only way to respond to them was via fax, but I didn't have fax machine. So I went to the library. They didn't have fax machine there either. So eventually my solicitor sent my explanation. My asylum support was not discontinued, thankfully. But however, I don't think they ever sent me a letter saying they received my response. I realized I was at the mercy of the system because I didn't know how the system works. When you don't know how the system works or the policy, then it's easy to play with you. So I thought it's enough, and I started going through everything. How the system works, how the immigration law works. I remember when I was in immigration detention, when I went to the court hearing, I was absolutely clueless. But now, through self-studying, I learned many things, including how the immigration law and the asylum process works. I know the system. Others cannot play with me anymore. So this way I will not fall in a vulnerable situation again. They have the same surveillance in place for the Aspen Card as for the Azure Card. By the time I received the Aspen Card, I know how things works. So I made sure I can use it appropriately. I only used the area where I lived. But the point is, the Home Office can use this data to come up with any ridiculous argument to cause trouble. For example, if I travel to Newcastle and I had to use the card for anything urgent, they can ask me how I got to Newcastle. And they might make an argument that I don't have a money of my own, so I can use the Aspen card to travel by bus. So how do I get there? To be honest, it's very frustrating to go through all their questioning. I learned the hard way and have studied how the system works. Since then, I haven't had any problem because of the Aspen card. In fact, I can speak English also. That means I can navigate the system a little better. But most people don't know this. I've met lots of people who are based in one location and then they go to use the card in London or some other places. I try to advise them not to do it. But there must be thousands of people out there who hasn't got no idea. People mostly, they don't know that information being collected until they get the letter from the Home Office. Even though How many people understand and read the letter from the Home Office? For example, my mom, she received a letter from the Aspen Card in English, but my mom can't speak English. So I was there so I could help her. But if I wasn't there, she wouldn't have no clue like she'd been subjected to civilians through this card. People have family or friends from different places, so you can't expect them to stay in one place. People need to travel, but they don't know they are under surveillance. So they go and they get into troubles. Then again, even if you are civilians by the Home Office or you are being tracked, many people have no choice. If emergency happen and need to be somewhere else, you have to travel outside of your assigned location and need to use your card. You will put yourself in a position that you know that you are under surveillance, but you still have no choice. There is no other option. That's the only form of support you can get at the moment. I understand we've been tracked through many different ways, even through the internet. But this is a different way of surveillance. You feel like you are under the Home Office authority while you are waiting to get your status, so you can be an independent person. I've been enduring for 6 years. Psychologically, it makes you very paranoid. I have one pending application, and we're lodging another one very soon. And I'm still waiting a decision for my status.